Hallo, meine Lieben. Hi, guys. Thursday night. Let's bring color to our life. My name is Angela. I'm the owner of Creative Energy from Hell. I'm a light retailer for flexible paints over here in Frankfurt, Germany. So when you join me, just say hi to me and let me know that you are watching. If you don't like to write, hi Nina, hi to Spain. If you don't like to write, just send me an emoji or something like that, and I know that you're there. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Cheers, coffee. It is 9 p.m. over here. Another long day. So to the side. So done already a little bit of a grungy thing on here. We're going to layer now a little more. Those are the Terra Clay paints. Terra Clay paints are Hi Mike. Hi Vera, schön, dass du wieder dabei bist. And already covered in paints. They are clay based, and you can nicely layer them, you can lovely blend them, you can create texture with them because they are not self-leveling, which is a great, depends what you want to do. If you want to have a smooth finish, I would recommend to use the chalk mineral paints, but for this it's fine. So I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Mike? How are you? How are you? So the colors we have to start layering now, I have the cerulean blue from the Terra Clay paints, and I have the Lami's Lagoon. We worked with those yesterday also, which is pretty bright. And also the Moonbeam, I brought some from home. I poured it into a little bit into this container. So I'm a messy painter. I don't want to contaminate, especially it's white. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, I have my best dang brush, which is pretty wet, which is fine. Just want to make sure I cleaned it nicely. So it is half natural, half synthetic bristles, and it really, there's nothing coming out, but the bristles, they are tinted by now. So, that's what it looks like. I just wanted to make sure that I really cleaned it nicely because I don't really want to have the darker colors in there yet. We're probably going to come back also with the onyx, which I've got. Just got to get that close. Just got to get there. So next I have my mister bottle I'm going to need. Everything on hand. And oh, Nina, you asked me about the seahorse tattoo. Now you can see it. That's my seahorse tattoo. And that used to be, hi Kristen, hi sweet lady, bonsoir Michelle. You're welcome, Michael. Michael, what's your last name? So, misting that, even I'm reactivating the layer underneath. It's not sealed, but that's fine for the look I'm going. I want to have a little, I'm going to lay that down first. Really watery, actually, really watery. I'm going to start with the cerulean blue, just like that. It is, as I said, there was a unicorn before, and I asked that guy in the tattoo studio if he can make that into a seahorse, and he said, yeah, of course, if you can cover that up. And obviously, to cover that up, it needed it had to be a certain size, so it's not one of those teeny weeny tattoo things. And he said, oh, anyway, he said, you always, you want to have a tattoo, and then you only want to have those teeny weeny tiny things. He doesn't really like doing those. still running. This is just gonna give it like an luminous effect. So using the same brush, I'm gonna come in with my Lanis Lagoon, which is that bright blue. So, a little bit more of the cerulean down here to blend those a little more into each other. I don't want to have like a line. I'm using one brush, guys, so as I don't really want to have like so I'm going to come in with my moonbeam in a second also, just to, I think. Wow, it is so warm here, guys. It's supposed to get cooler again. You're going to do some camping. We're invited for a birthday on the weekend. So the plan is camping, taking our tent, and of course it's supposed to get colder towards the weekend, which is, you know, not really what I wanted to see, but hi my Nase. So now I'm going to come in a little with my a little much is my moonbeam, just in some areas. I'm working with a lot of water now because it's very diluted. Mixing those colors, getting it a little runny. Yes, I think that's what I like to have. I'm going to clean that brush a little bit. Just a little bit. Stop that running here a little. There's no rhythm or rhyme. I'm just basically looking at it now and deciding for myself if I like what the paint is doing in those areas. And I've really watered that down, which is fine. This is going to be so. still gonna have some of the Galaxy, but I do want to have that really watered down, just to come in from the other side. Actually, I think I'm going to take, I brought a new brush. Oops, I brought another Festool brush from the shop. I have two. I left one at the shop just in case I need one there. And but obviously I'm still working there during the day. But I've brought that home now. Where's my Galaxy? Nobody moves. There's my Galaxy. So it's almost empty now. Almost empty now. I'm going to start on the bottom here a little. In this mud, glue a little. So I'm usually working just with one brush, but as this is now like those really dark colors, and that's not the finished result anyway. So there is even some more gotta go on top of that. Give it a little bit of shine with the Galaxy. This is playing around, guys. I know a lot of it doesn't make sense to you. I'm not, you know, just like a one color painter and, you know, finish over and out. I like those layering things and different textures and things like that. So just want to get that. This is my lighter brush now. I'm pulling it a little over now into the. Picked up some of that dark spots, which I quite like, and bring it over. Just to have it shading a little. Gotta step back, gotta have a look. That paint has dried. I underneath. I've done that, the top here, yesterday. So it has dried. Is it bristle I don't want to have? Is there a bristle? Yeah. Off you go. Off you go. You go. Oops. Are you still there, guys? I think I've got to get my cable. It says to me battery low. So there will some grunge going on from the top. Tend to do that, but you know, sometimes it's lucky accidents. Something goes quite well with it. It's going to go a little more around that ornament. What do you think? The light is shining against it. Yeah, I think I quite like it. I'm going to leave it like that now, guys. I'm going to leave it like that now. And I'm going to continue work a little on the bottom as well, because I'm not happy that looks. I'm not that happy that looks. So I'm just going to work a little more on this. Going to reactivate some of that paint. Remember, we have that raised stencil down there. So I think I'm going to clean that a little, because that has the picked up a little more from the darkish colors. So, I need a seat. I'm going to bring you down. Come down with me, guys. Come down with me. So don't be scared to, you know, just go over it again if you're not happy with what you've got. So that's basically what we're going to do now here, because I'm not happy that looks. That still looks somehow too clean to me. I'll try to explain. Just gonna get some Galaxy ready, just in case I'm not having enough in that tilt. Oh my God. Old Carol, old cow. One is laying behind the camera tonight. She's fed up with having her paws covered in paint and having to clean it all the time. And the other one is sleeping on the chair, my old one. She's going to be 18 next week. 18 years. 18 years is my baby. So, okay. Actually, I think I'm going to start a little bit with the moonbeam, which I have. Oh, still up here. Still up here. And let's see what that does. I'm going to water it right down. I'm going to do that a little reverse now, because somehow I thought I'm going to leave it like that, but I'm not happy. not happy. Grab some of the Lani's Lagoon, just a little watery. Now we're talking. I like that a lot better. You're probably thinking I can't see really much of a change, but I can. Already. I think I didn't stipple enough the last time I've done that. When you stipple, you get more like of this irregular pattern on here. That's what I want to have. You're probably thinking, what the heck is she talking about? Rubbish. Yeah. She is from Spain. Do you know that? Did I ever tell you that? Did I ever tell you that? I've got her and Lubia from Spain, from Malaga. They came. On the 3rd of October, they were flown over here. They're from one of those, what are they called? Cat sanctuaries? I don't know what they're called. Somebody help me. And my other cat I had before, or the last one which was left, Bagheera, she passed away about 18 years ago now. In end of July. She passed away end of July. She was 17 at the time. And she already was blind. She had had a stroke and everything. So, and the years before, she always brought, you know, she was like always looking after other cats. You know, she was going outside and she was like bringing home other cats which needed help. So, but when she got older, she didn't want to go outside anymore. She just stayed inside. And when she died, I was devastated. I mean, she was such a special cat, and I thought I'm not gonna have any more pets. You know, I can't stand, you know, making those decisions at the end. Animal shelter, yes, an animal shelter, especially for cats. So, yeah. And so I thought I'm not going to have any more cats or animals. I can't, you know, stand making those decisions. It's so hard. And and after that, I was pretty ill. So I couldn't get out of bed for about 3 weeks, which is very unusual for me. I'm usually never sick. But at that time, I was, you know, really thrown. And Bagheera, she was always, you know, when I didn't feel well, she always came to me and she was laying on me and she was looking after me. When I was sad, she was cuddling me. As I said, she was a very, very special cat. So now I was laying, you know, I was sick. I was laying in my bed. There's no cat around. And so I was basically just, I don't know, I was missing something. And that's when I remembered I had friends which lived in Mallorca. And I can remember reading their newspapers where they said, you know, they're looking for people who would take pets back on the plane, back with them to Germany, home. You know, basically they're just, you know, taking them over here to the people who basically are going to take them over. So I was looking for that, and that's basically how I found this animal shelter in Malaga. And I always wanted to have a Galico cat. I always wanted to have a Galico cat. So, and Bagheera, you know, she didn't care what I wanted to have. She brought home what she thought, you know. I had, you know, tabby cats, we had black and whites, you know, we had black ones, but she never brought a Galico back with her. So I thought, all right, I'm going to look for a Galico. And I found or seen Kiara first. So I basically chose her. It was very strange, you know. It was, you know, basically like it was basically like, you know, getting your pet out of a catalog, you know. So anyhow, so I chose her, and I chose, there were some other kittens. There was like 3 of them. They looked ever so, you know, from the pattern on their fur. Sorry, you know, guys, you know, I'm not English, so I'm sometimes lost for words. But they looked so scruffy and so almost ugly and dirty. I thought they're adorable. So, and I thought, you know, there were 3, and I thought, you know, 2 might go together somewhere, and you know, 1 might be lonely. So that's basically where I thought, okay, I'm gonna have that one. So okay, so I sent that in to them, made contact. I'm gonna come back with my darkish brush now. Made contact with them, and about a couple of days later, a lady called me, and not a couple of days later, I think it was almost a week later or something like that. And I thought, oh well, you know, I'm not interested or whatever. And a week later, a lady called, and she said she has some good and she has some bad news. And I was like, oh, okay. So, well, the good news is the Galico one, she's available. And she said, oh, but the dirty tabby ones, they're not. He didn't make it. Hi, Valentina. Thank you for joining. I'm going to open some new Galaxy. I need a little more Galaxy now. She said she didn't make it. Oh, and I thought, oh, no, you know. And then she said, and before you think you're going to take one of the others, they're all 3 didn't make it. And I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated, you know. So, gotta have a sip of coffee, I think. Oh, and then she was like, oh, are you on your computer, you know? And she said, go to look for this name and go to that, and, you know, see what you think. And I was like, this, you know, this ginger cat. And I never thought about Ginger. I was like, I don't know. But she had such a cute, sweet face. And I thought, all right, I'm going to take her. I originally wanted to have like a girl and a boy. And it turned out like being 2 girls at the end. But as they've been together, they are born about the same time. They're born about the same time. They're not blood sisters, but they've been together in that animal shelter, basically, that cat shelter, so to say. And I thought, all right, I'm gonna take her. And she was such a sweet soul also. ever so skinny. Unfortunately, I had to let her go 2 years ago. 3 years ago. Christ. It's 3 years ago, guys. She's gone for 3 years now. That sweet soul. So when I picked them up, I think lluvia is Spanish and means rain. When I picked them up, I had to drive for about one way, 300 kilometers to pick them up to an airport because there's like nobody going to Frankfurt at the time. So I picked them up right north. Gonna come in with my light brush now. Just moving some of it from one to the other. It was pouring down with rain. It was raining cats and dogs when I picked them up. So I thought, you know, she's going to keep her name. But we renamed Chiara to Chiara. And Chiara is, I chose the name after the, you know, the, what's it called? That story with the Lion King. So the Lion King and the mother of Simba, her name was Chiara. Nobody ever spoke about her. So, getting carried away here, guys. Talking too much. Bristle. Yeah, so that's basically where they came from Malaga. And Luvia, she was always skinny, and at the end she died of her. She had a tumor in her stomach, which couldn't be treated. So I had to let her go, which was a nightmare again. So now we're getting there. Now we're getting here what I want to have. Dabbing into the lighter area now. And I'm going to come back in with my lighter brush in a second also. As I said, I don't want to have a perfect blend. I just want to have it a little more cohesive. That makes sense. Just to give it at the end this luminous, shining. So I'm basically pulling with my darker brush the lighter stuff. You can see it's picking up the lighter paint. Well, you know, I'll tell you what, Nina. When it was during the COVID time, so I really have been wondering, because when COVID started at the shop, Pussy Galore turned up. I don't know if she was like abandoned there or if she, whatever. But she one day turned up at the shop. That was before we knew that we had to have Luvia let go. But so at the time I was basically, you know, just feeding her, pussy galore, and you know, having her in the shop during the day. And she was right the opposite of Louis. She was like pretty chubby and you know, so, but from a character, she was very, very similar. She was ever so sweet, she was ever so gentle. So at the end, I thought Louis is somehow in her. What do you think, guys? Do you like that? Do you like what's happening here? Do you like it? And still some of my, I don't have that much of the wood being in here, but even so, this is going to give it even more irregular effect. I like where this is going. I'm going back and forth with my two brushes now, just to move those paints a little into each other. Yes, I think so. Because I mean, she isn't chipped or anything, but I think she was definitely an indoor cat, you know, because when I came to the shop in the morning, even if it was summertime, she was going inside with me, and in the evenings we had in the stables we had a shelter for her, and in the evenings it was pretty hard to, you know, to convince her to go outside. She always wanted to be inside. So guys, I think I've got to get some power for my phone, because otherwise I'll cut you off in a second. I mean, I'm gonna sign off in a minute anyway, because I'm going, it's already 40 minutes, but I don't want to just cut off. Let me see. Do I have try not to contaminate everything. No. I'm not having my energy. Energy bar. Stay with me, guys. So now that's not working. That's not working. This is when you're not at your usual place. That's when you're not at your usual place. I'm gonna try to bring it around a little, guys, because I need some power. I need some. Oh no, I can. Hang on. I can. Pull this over here, and that should be long enough now. Let's see. Longer cable. Is that one longer? It's longer. A little longer anyway. A little longer anyway. Let's see. Here. There you go. There you go. Got you all powered in. Got you all powered in, guys. No, for sure, I think she was an indoor cat before the way she was behaving, and she was ever so, I mean, she still is. I mean, you've seen her, and she was like playing, you know, with my hand when I was painting up there, but she would never use her claws or anything like that. And Louis didn't either, you know, so that's why I think they are pretty similar. So I'm far more happy now, the way it looks now. This is giving it a little more this grungy, what I was thinking about. There's still some more grunge happening. We're gonna let that dry. There will be some more dripping and things. But for now, I'm going to leave it like that, guys. I'm happy. So if you don't like something where it is going, just change it. So just change it. Just give you an all overview, top to bottom. That's where we are now. And it's come here, my chance. Come here. Come here, my baby. Yeah, my chance. Come here. Come here. I want to see you. Ah. There she is. I don't want to. I don't want to be cuddled by mommy. Wow. She's such a fribble. She is such a fribble. Guys, I'm so happy that you joined me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. I've been talking more than I was painting. I'm sorry. But I had to change that. I'm happy the way this looks now. And we're going to do, I have to do the same thing on the other side. So, it's tickling now. So, furs flying everywhere. She is ever so pretty, and she's huge. She's really huge. So she's very strong. If she would, you're welcome. Thank you for joining me. So, Dankeschön, liebe Vera. Dankeschön. Also, mir hat es nicht gefallen, wie es war. Mir gefällt es jetzt viel besser. Es sieht immer noch so ein bisschen, aber so bleibt es jetzt. So bleibt es jetzt. So ein bisschen grungy, und dann kommt aber auch noch ein bisschen mehr Grunge. Also das ist noch nicht fertig. Das ist ein Prozess. So, my friends, thank you so much for being with me tonight. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comments or contact me or whatever. Also, if you want to shop the products, you can get them from me. I highly appreciate that if you support me that way also. But otherwise, I really appreciate you being here. Nirje, Michelle, merci à tu. I still don't know if it's à tu ou à toi. I don't know. My French is not very good. So have a lovely evening, day, afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Have a lovely weekend, guys. I'm going to see you next week. You take care. Ta-da, bye-bye for now.